We begin tonight with San Diego's budget problems getting worse. The city of San Diego is now projecting a nearly $17 million shortfall. Good evening, I'm Marcella Lee.
I'm Carlo Cicchetto. This budget shortfall is separate from the $110 million projected deficit that the city was already facing for the upcoming fiscal year. City leaders are set to discuss the issue tomorrow morning as questions grow about how soon service cuts could hit.
CBS 8's Richard Allen is here with more on what's driving this new budget hole and the impact it could mean for residents. Richard?
And Carlo and Marcella, this could mean that service cuts, which were supposed to take effect on July 1st, the start of the new fiscal year, could kick in much sooner than that. Now, one of the leading factors behind this new shortfall, lower projected revenue from hotel taxes, spurred by a drop in international travel to America's finest city.
Right now, there's just a lot of uncertainty in terms of the international economy.
That uncertainty means fewer tourists coming to San Diego to spend money on hotels, restaurants, and tourist attractions, a decline that's also driven by some of the federal government's actions, from tariffs to rhetoric about annexing Canada, that are turning some international travelers away.
There's been a negative reaction to policies in the U.S., and as a result of that, we've seen a decline in travelers to the U.S., and San Diego, being a prime destination, has suffered the impacts as far as that's concerned.
USD Professor of Economics Alan Jin says because tourism is so crucial to the local economy, this decline in visitors is even more detrimental.
In terms of international tourism, I would expect that San Diego would be disproportionately affected than by any sort of boycott of the U.S.
And these projected deficits demonstrate that, with hotel tax revenues falling by $7.4 million. Also behind this new budget shortfall, less money flowing into city coffers from paid parking in Balboa Park. While the city had expected the new and unpopular plan to charge for parking to generate $12.5 million in the current fiscal year, that figure is now dropping by nearly $9 million due to a number of factors, from delaying its start to now offering free 3-hour parking at Inspiration Point. The city has also spent nearly $13 million more than expected on overtime for police and fire department workers, but some of that has been offset by savings in areas like city contracts. This projected deficit, totaling $16.8 million, will likely mean that service cuts not expected to occur until the start of the new fiscal year in July will now take effect much sooner.
It's a big deficit. The city doesn't have much in terms of reserves, and so it could hurt in areas like parks and libraries.
And at this point, though, we don't know exactly what services could potentially be cut. Now, that could come up for discussion tomorrow morning, though, when the city's budget committee takes up these projected shortfalls at its meeting. And that starts at 9 a.m. at City Hall. And of course, the public is welcome to attend.
San Diego, we hear rely on tourism. So getting back to those tourism numbers, is that drop in revenue here in San Diego expected to last for quite a bit when it comes to those international visitors?
Well, that's a good question. So an analysis put out by the city points out that perhaps later in the year, we could see a rebound in international travel. Some economists agree. In fact, Dr. Jin, who we spoke to from USD, he pointed out that right now the U.S. dollar is weakening in value. So that means for some countries, traveling to the United States is sort of a deal, right? So some travelers may overcome their political objections for a better deal. Hopefully that means they would come to the United States, hopefully here to San Diego.
Really feeling that impact, though.
We are, yes.
Thanks, Richard.
Thank you.